This narrative is not drawn from history. It's seeped from your inner world. Welcome to Silent Signs Stories. What is perfection? Is it flawless skin? An error-free career? A completed life? Those who go to Florence, to the Galleria dell'Accademia, see the statue of David at the end of the corridor. He is perfect. He is smooth. He is polished. He is superhuman, a divine victory. Everyone looks at him. Everyone applauds him. But on the path leading to that corridor, almost no one looks at the other statues standing on the left and right. They are the slaves, the Prigioni. They have no faces. Their hands are buried in stone. Their legs are lost inside the marble block. It looks as if they were left unfinished. It looks as if the sculptor got tired, got bored, and just dropped his hammer and left. But what if I told you that those unfinished statues scream a greater truth than that smooth David ever could? The man who carved them, Michelangelo Buonarroti, was not lazy. He was the greatest, most obsessive workaholic in human history. So why? Why didn't he finish these statues? The answer lies not in art history, but in your own soul. Michelangelo stood before those stones and made a decision. He lowered his hammer, and he said, "I will strike no more." For the soul does not want to come out yet. Tonight, we walk among those unfinished stones. We will talk about the reality we lose while trying to be perfect. We will understand the sacredness of being unfinished, of being lacking, of being on the way. If you are ready, let's enter that dusty workshop into the mind of the master. Michelangelo's view of sculpture was different from everyone else's. For him, sculpting was not creating. Sculpting was rescuing. He used to say, "The sculpture is already there, inside that stone. It is sleeping. My duty is only to remove the excess and set it free." Think about it. A massive block of marble arrives from the mountains. Carrara marble. White, cold, hard. When everyone else looks at it, they see a rock. When Michelangelo looks at it, he sees a man writhing inside. And his war begins. They called him the man who wrestles with stone. He wouldn't bathe for days. He slept without taking off his boots. He lived on just a little bread and wine. Why? Because the being inside that stone was screaming, "Get me out! Save me!" But sometimes Michelangelo would dig and go deeper, and he would stop. Because he realized that the matter, the stone, did not want to let go of the soul. Or perhaps the soul was not yet ready to leave the matter. That is the moment Non-finito, the unfinished, began. This was not a failure. This was a respect for the resistance of the material. Are we not the same? We carve our own lives. We chip away the excess, saying, "I must be like this. I must look like that. I must achieve this success." But sometimes, no matter what we do, we cannot reach that ideal form. Something remains incomplete. Something remains buried in the stone. And we call this failure. Michelangelo called it truth. Look closely at Michelangelo's slave series, specifically the Awakening Slave. This statue was intended for the tomb of Pope Julius II, but it was never placed there. When you look at the statue, you see this: a muscular, powerful torso, veins popping out. But his face, he has no face. His face is a rough silhouette inside the stone. His legs are stuck deep in the marble block. The man looks like he is thrashing to break free from that stone, as if that stone is sticky mud holding him back. Is this statue unfinished? No. This statue is the struggle itself. If Michelangelo had finished it, if he had polished it, then it would have just been a statue of a handsome man. But by leaving it like this, half stone, half human, he showed us this. To live is a constant effort to break free. The soul tries to break free from the body. Man tries to break free from his fate. The mind tries to break free from its fears. But we can never fully break free. A part of us always remains buried in that stone. The awakening slave is the very definition of the human who is trying to wake up but cannot fully shake off the weight of sleep. You, that heaviness you feel when trying to get out of bed in the morning, those old habits that pull you back when you try to change, your feet buried in that stone. You are that slave, and by leaving you unfinished, Michelangelo drew your most honest portrait. Michelangelo's life is a tragedy. They called him the Divine One, Il Divino, but he felt like a slave, especially Pope Julius II. He demanded a massive mausoleum, a mountain composed of 40 statues. Michelangelo was excited. "This will be my masterpiece," he said. But the project took 40 years, and it was never finished. It was constantly blocked, funding was cut, he was forced into other jobs. Michelangelo called this project the tragedy of the tomb. This endless project ate up the most productive years of his life. Perfectionism was his curse. If he saw the slightest vein of error in a statue, he would smash that massive block to pieces. It will be perfect, or it will be nothing. But as he aged, he understood something. Perfection belongs to God, not to man. Everything that comes from the hand of man is destined to be incomplete, and accepting this lack is a victory against arrogance. Leaving those slaves half-finished was perhaps a message to the Pope or to the world. Look, even my power is not enough. Matter is more stubborn than man. Is there an unfinished tomb project in your life? That book you've been working on for years but never feel is good enough? That business you never started because you never felt fully ready? Waiting for perfection is the death of action. At the end of his life, Michelangelo whispered, "My art has ruined me because it tore me away from the world, but it did not get me to heaven." Michelangelo was 88 years old. He was on his deathbed. His eyesight was failing, his hands were trembling, but he still held a hammer. His final work, the Rondanini Pietà, the Virgin Mary holding the dead Jesus. This statue is strange. It is nothing like the perfect, polished Pietà he made before, the one in the Vatican. This statue looks like a long, thin, melted candle. Faces are indistinguishable. Arms and legs are merged. It is unclear whether Mary is carrying Jesus or if Jesus is carrying Mary on his back. A few days before he died, Michelangelo attacked this statue. Yes, attacked. He broke Jesus' arm, he changed the face, he carved the stone thinner and thinner. He thinned it so much that the figures almost vanished. Why? Was he senile? No. He was trying to move beyond form. He wasn't looking for beauty, he was looking for pain. He reduced the matter so much that he wanted only emotion to remain. The Rondanini Pietà is not an unfinished statue. It is a statue that did not want to be finished. Because in the face of death, every form is meaningless. Every body rots. Only the silhouette of two souls clinging to each other remains. Now, let's leave Florence and look in the mirror. You are constantly trying to complete yourself, aren't you? Let me finish this degree, then I'll be whole. Let me get married, then I'll be whole. Let me get rich, then I'll be whole. You are constantly trying to patch up your cracks. You are trying to be a smooth David. But maybe you are a slave statue, and that is not a bad thing. Your beauty lies in your struggle with that stone. Your beauty lies in your unfinished dreams, your unhealed wounds, in the soul that does not want to come out yet. The modern world screams at you, finish it, finish the project, define the relationship, optimize yourself. Michelangelo whispers to you, let it stay unfinished. Let those rough edges remain, because what is smooth is slippery. You cannot hold on to it, but what is rough is real. You can hold on to that. For something to be finished means it has died. A finished statue can no longer change. It is frozen. But an unfinished statue, it is still in a state of becoming. It still breathes. You are not finished. You are not dead. You are still that magnificent energy trying to break out of the stone. When Michelangelo took his last breath, his workshop in Rome was covered in dust. Unfinished statues, sketches, poems. Some said, what a shame, he couldn't finish. Some said, he was already finished. Your life will end one day too, and rest assured, you will not complete everything on your to-do list. You will have books left unwritten, cities unvisited, words unspoken. And this is beautiful, because this is the proof that you lived. Completion is an end. Incompleteness is eternity. Now, if you are ready to put down that hammer of perfectionism, if you have the courage to love your own roughness, your own cracks, sign your name down below on that block of marble in the comments section. I don't want you to write, I am complete. Write only this, I am incomplete. Write it with pride, because the light gets in through those unfinished places, through those cracks. Do not force the soul inside the stone. When the time is right, it will emerge on its own. May your carving be deep and your soul be free. I'll see you in the next one.